Hi, everyone. Welcome to week module 3 of English Composition 1. I'm here today to go over what you'll be doing for the week. So let's get started. You will be working on some persuasive writing this week. So, what I first want you to do is to do this discussion forum where you go back to the op-ed that you used last week. So that you can talk, the one that you summarized for last week. And you're going to share it here in this discussion forum. And you're going to talk about whether you agree or disagree with the author of the op-ed and why. So what you're going to need to do is, so you're basically going to want to maybe have a quick summary to remind your peer of what you wrote about, but then also discuss your opinion on this topic as well. So read these instructions. And when I know sometimes you're going to need to include a link, and I realize that sometimes people don't quite understand how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that here. And I'm going to write this, and you can put more in. Obviously, you're going to put more in your response than I'm putting here, but I'm referring to this op-ed in the New York Times, and I'm coming here to highlight the URL. I'm going to go here and click copy, and then go back to the discussion forum. And then I'm going to put the title of the article here. Then I'm going to highlight that title, come over to this little thing that looks like a link, because you can find external links here. And then you're going to paste the URL right there. Once you do that, you click done, and you will see that you now have a hyperlink inside your discussion forum. And that'll make it so much easier for your peer to access it. So I'm going to go ahead and post that there. And then if somebody wanted to read this essay, could just click on that and it goes straight to it. So that's hopefully those of you who have never created a link before, now you can see how to do that. Hopefully that will help you in the future if you need to do that again. Okay, let's go back to our announcements. So this week, you're going to be doing some reading about finding a topic and writing a thesis and organizing your ideas and creating a draft of your essay. But you'll also be looking at some really helpful videos. The first one, just watch them in order, because they're all about how to write a persuasive essay. And then you're going to learn a little bit about creating that introduction and then that conclusion. A lot of times I encourage people to write their introduction last, because sometimes you don't know what you're going to say in your essay until you've written a bunch and you have maybe a few body paragraphs already. And then you can then you have a better idea of what it was you were trying to tell your reader. I consider writing sort of a process of discovery. So if you start with your introduction, you may have to go back and revise it several times once you realize what it is you're trying to tell your reader. So I always suggest doing that last. And so like trying to get that introduction and that conclusion at the end after you've gotten a bunch of ideas down can be super helpful. And then for your assignment this week, you're going to work on what's called an impossible argument. And the reason that it's an impossible argument is that there's no necessarily right. There's not necessarily a right or wrong answer. So the question that you're going to be answering is a hot dog a sandwich? So you can go through many, some people feel very strongly that it is a sandwich. Some people feel very strongly that it's not. So you're going to be thinking about your audience. You're going to be making your case to a specific audience, somebody who really wants to know. So it could really be anybody, but most likely myself and other people in this class. And you want to be persuasive, because that's what we're working on this week. We're working on your persuasive skills here, because eventually you'll be writing a longer paper, a more serious paper about a topic that interests you, and you'll have to be persuasive. So you're going to begin by saying, what is a sandwich? Answer that question. Then you're just going to start talking about where you stand on this issue. Is a hot dog a sandwich or not? And then you're also going to argue the opposite, but you're not, when I say argue the opposite, I don't mean completely take the other side. I want you to recognize the opposition. Something that somebody who doesn't agree with you might say. And then write it. And you're going to, again, draft and revise and edit. You don't have to hand in an earlier draft of this. I just want to see the final product. But I highly encourage you to have a draft and to work on that draft and not try to just throw it all together at the last minute. And I want you to have fun with this. It's okay to be serious about this particular topic. You could be funny if you want to be. The most important aspect of this is that you are persuasive. The essay must be at least 2 pages in length. And when I say that, I mean 2 full pages, not 1.25 page, not 1.5 pages. I really want to see at least 2 pages, maybe even go on to a 3rd page if you need to. Always use Times New Roman font in this class and double space this essay. Okay, and then again, as I've been saying each week, please try to do the Module 3 survey after you've finished everything else in the module, just so that I get a sense of whether or not everybody's understanding the concepts that we've covered this week. Use the questions about the impossible argument assignment, that use that forum if you have any questions for me. One thing that I would like to ask is that you actually come back and see what my answer is to your question, because I worry sometimes that people ask what seems like an important question, but then I don't know if they've actually seen my response. So if you could come back and let me know, maybe you have a follow-up question after you see my answer, or maybe you just want to let me know that you've seen my answer, because that's very helpful to me, just to know if I'm actually helping you. So if you leave a question and I answer it and you don't go back and look at it, then I'm sort of left wondering if you understand better after you saw my answer. And as usual, use the virtual coffee house. I've been really impressed with the activity I've seen in there. I'm really glad everybody is taking advantage of that. So continue to do that. Continue to chat with your peers in the virtual coffee house. Okay, well, I hope everybody is having a great Sunday, and let me know if you have any questions about this, and I will be back next week with another video, and you'll see me around inside the classroom periodically throughout the week. Take care, everyone.